Tell us something about yourself.
I am a poet.
Have you always written poetry since you were young?
I have not. I wrote poetry when I was around, I think, 15 years old.
Uh-huh. And what were the themes or the topics of your poetry?
The topics of my poetry were mostly about what I was going through in my life.
And what were you going through?
I was going through, for such a young age, a lot of pain, sort of heartbreak for being so young.
And heartbreak from what?
Heartbreak from the different experiences that I thought could come to fruition, like whether that be through a relationship with some of my family members or people that I was meeting, friends even, not really romantic relationships, but more just people I thought I could get to know.
So you were disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
And do you think you had unrealistic expectations? Now that you look back on it, I mean?
I can never really tell, but I don't think so.
Do you think you read people well?
I think I read people well, but that kind of ends up being the reason I kind of fail at getting to know them.
Do you keep a lot inside? Do you think that makes it difficult to develop a relationship?
I definitely think it does, because with being able to read people, I sort of think that I know them, and without knowing them, I then kind of think to myself, why can't I know them? What don't I know about them that they won't let me know about them? You know?
Are you open about yourself?
No.
Or you're guarded
Yeah.
because of your experiences?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you could open up again? Is your poetry a release, or a sort of, does it expiate the pain?
I feel with sort of releasing that pain, it sometimes comes to, what do I do with it? Because it certainly is a creative release that I often count on, but I never know where to go after that.
Do you consider yourself a good person?
Yes.
Why?
I think because I care a lot about people, and I care a lot about what I do, I guess.
Meaning?
I care a lot about what I could possibly bring through the art that I create, but when it comes to getting people to actually care to listen to it, I often find I fail at that.
Do you think you could build a community through your art? I mean, through your, creative self?
I think so. I think there are definitely a lot of people that feel what I feel, but the hardest thing that I often endeavor is realizing that not many people care to say that.
So they don't care to acknowledge it.
Right,
I
exactly.
See. Okay. Do you cry?
Yes.
Often?
I wouldn't say I cry often, but in time I definitely cry when I can.
Okay. What makes you angry?
I often find myself getting angry at myself, first and foremost, all the time.
And why is that?
Because I have so much to express and so much to bring and so much that I hope for, but I can't seem to get past myself to be able to explore that.
Why are you an obstacle to yourself?
I don't know.
What's your relationship with your parents?
My
Can
parents,
you confide in them?
I mean, my mom and dad certainly support what I do. Like, they support who I am and everything that I try to be, but in terms of getting myself to be able to talk to them. It's very hard for me because I don't want to. They're the type that I can't disappoint, but I disappoint myself for how far I've let myself go.
Hmm. Have you received positive feedback from your work?
I have, when it comes to the different people that I meet that have, resonated with it, or possible friends that I've met along the way, and friends I've met for sure.
So do you think that can make you feel like you're less of an impediment to, getting outside of that? Because I sort of sense that you're like at the bottom of a well and you want to get out.
I think the saying, it all comes in good time, I often find myself at the bottom of that, like you said, because within the time that is spent bringing the positive into my life and truly being able to find the happiness that I'm looking for, the passion or anything, it often diminishes as quick as it came into my life, and I find myself remaining empty no matter.
I'm sorry. Is there anything that you fear?
I fear truly not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, not knowing who to talk to, and what everything could possibly lead to.
When you die, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as someone who cared enough to try.
Okay. Thank you.